Sports betting brother, and good morning. My name is Boyd. I'm a sports day trader and use OddsJam to identify positive EV values. I thought what I'd do is sort of create sort of a market report, a morning market report, and go over some opportunities in player prop bets, mainline bets, everything that you have using the OddsJam positive EV page, and show you some tips and tools to use to help you become a better sports bettor, higher profits. And let's take a look. Let's jump over the positive EV page to get some bets this morning, and also take a look at the odds screens to go through the markets and kind of how they opened up, comparing with what Sport Trade, which is here in Colorado, as a betting exchange, is compared to the. All right, guys, here we go. First stop on the morning market tour, the positive EV page, and this is something as a tool you can use at OddsJam. You can go to the homepage, you can go to the EV page. There's a number of tools and betting resources, but what I like to do first thing. Really monitor this all day is because on the left hand side here you have the percent edge of the markets. OddsJam has data insights, market insights that show the value on it, and I have this set up as a Kelly criterion situation based on a $5,000 budget. So it recommends a bet size. This is obviously something you don't have to go with if you're not comfortable or you get limited, which happens very commonly because when you're a sharp sports bettor, the sports books realize that you kind of know what you're doing, and they will profile your account. But in this case, it's saying there's a 6.84% edge, which is massive, huge. The market width on a player prop bet such as this, I like to see this at 30 or under. So in my settings, I have everything set to 30 or less. I don't like to go above that, just because it's kind of just a common practice. So I try to, have some setups and have some discipline. And so what you can do is you can compare it with, the play here is a Bet Rivers. It would be up against a Barstool, which is interesting because there can be books and same type of pricing. But you could open this bet up, and if you click on it, you can see the other sports books in the market of what's going on. So as you can see here, this plus 114 is huge value relative to the average price, which is minus 119. But you have to keep this in mind that the price picks data, which is minus 137 on both sides, kind of skews up the averages and the numbers in some cases. But you do have, and as well as underdog, but you do have this up to minus 130 over at Fliff, and the pinnacle, the pinnacle line here is right about mid market. But if you can get plus 114, that's kind of a no brainer with this edge. So that's one that you would hit. You'd actually hit this button, add the bet to your account, and go forward. And you do this repeatedly as many times as you can on as many positive EV bets as you can. But I like to go through and just show you sort of how this would work for you on a consistent and daily basis. I like to do the mornings because I feel like there's some overnight value potentially, but I also and I guess not hesitant, but I like to kind of make sure I'm really cherry picking what I want in the morning, because I sometimes like to let the day, provide some value, some market value, and kind of what's going on. You can see here, there's another one at plus 140. Market width's pretty good. That's a nice one. First quarter money line. That's over at Tipico. I have been limited at Tipico, so if I were to put this in, I'm sure they would not let me have 160. But again, this plus 140. Again, if I played this right now, I probably would be limited, but that'd be another one you could consider. I just keep going down the line. Now, what I want to show you is the markets here, the mainline bets, which is money line, point spread, and total. I like to be at 20 or under on the market width. If it's a player prop bet, certainly the lower the better, but the highest I kind of feel comfortable in going is at 30. Got this one in a little bit earlier in the morning when I was prepping. And I passed on this one. Again, this is your choice as a trader, as a sports bettor. You can go through and identify and pick ones up. But this is what OddsJam does. I mean, you have a ton of bets that it's suggesting and recommending based on the markets. And so as you get to kind of know the different sports books, I do have global sports books or say offshore, but global sports books that I use as data points. I use all U.S. based regulated sports books. So if you see some in here that are not U.S. based, that's just because I'm using their data to kind of give you an idea. Again, here's a really interesting one. Wow, 12 market width. That's pretty awesome. And you get this at plus money at plus 107. Small market width over here, that 1.45. That doesn't scare me away. It would probably lower my bet size, but I do like going up against Pinnacle. I usually try to find Pinnacle going up against a public book and then have a low market width, and that usually is a very favorable position to be in. So here's another one, same type of thing. You're going up against Pinnacle. So in theory, you may have some better luck shopping down here at the lower percent edge, which would be a little bit lower in bet size. But what I like is I like to have a public book versus a sharp book. And so if you open this up, you can kind of see where the other sharp books are at. When I say sharp, I just basically mean they're market makers, such as Circa. Bookmaker, betonline.ag does good work. But you can see here, they're minus 115, plus 107 down here. Yeah, there's some value there. I mean, the average price is minus 106. Sometimes they're a little bit of an indicator too. They do some interesting things, so I try to keep my eye on. This is what you'll do after you do this a million times. You get pretty good at identifying where you want to be, and contrarily, maybe where you don't want to be. But definitely something that this is food for thought on your strategy, your tools. And I also want to take a look here at the Sport Trade. Sport Trade is a betting exchange. They're here in Colorado. I'm going to leave the QR code here to get signed up at Sport Trade because it's a betting exchange. And the beautiful part about that is you can see, wow, there's a ton of value there. That's a bet that I would hit. Here's what I would do. I would place this bet, and Sport Trade actually allows you the ability to trade in and out of the game. So let's say in the first half, Maryland's doing really, really well. It's almost like a stock. So if things are going well early, that stock's going to go up, the value's going to go up. You could cash out and take your proceeds, take your profits, and call it a day, versus maybe wait till the end if things go the other way and you lose your bet, a backdoor cover or something happens stupid at the end. You could go ahead and place this bet, which is what we'll do. We'll go ahead and put this in, recommended amount. I think it was 60, and we'll put that in the Sport Trade. Because again, what I like is the fact that, we're getting good value with where the other folks are at. And again, I can trade out of this position during the course of the game and, take a small profit and get the hell out of there versus, wait till the end and if things go sideways. Another one here is this Texas A&M game, a little higher market width, a little worse, but still something I want to play with, because anytime I can get a bet in a Sport Trade, I want to do it, only because, I like that app, and Colorado Bettors have that available now. It's in New Jersey. It'll be in other markets down the road in 2024, but right now it's just New Jersey, and Colorado opened up about 2 months ago, September 1st. So that's something I want to do. And again, just there's so much here to take advantage of. Hit this one earlier. You can see the sign. I do want to pop over to the main odds to show you basically the odds screen, and we're going to move this to week 9. I believe we're in. We'll open this up. All right, so a couple things I'm doing here is the market's open at 7 a.m. Mountain Time in Denver for Sport Trade, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So it's just like the stock exchange. They open up their markets, and what I want to do is show you that you can track and trace the history of the line. For example, you can see this red. You can see the red. It was over 55.5 at plus 115. It's currently going to plus 108. So you can track the direction of the markets with these tools. It's really cool because you can identify if the prices are going to potentially get worse going that direction with this update, the real time updates. So for example, this was at over 43.5 minus 112's come down to 43, but it's a little juicier at minus 117. Again, you can use these tools to identify you should jump in or maybe wait and get a better price a little bit later. Certainly a lot of the profits is your closing line value, your CLV, and using these tools to help you, as best you can get the best price. So, speaking of that, I want to jump into the bet tracker. Again, this is sort of a report of just kind of going through daily as things change and things adjust. But this bet tracker is free. It's at OddsJam, and it basically tracks your current profits and loss. And it's incredible because it helps you understand how your week, how your month, how your days have been. And it also will show you all the information and the data here, year to date, month, week, whatever you want, all your sportsbook profits as far as which sportsbook it was, profit over time, your profit per sport, your profit per bet type. Are you getting CLV, at these sports books? You'll see, again, some that I have tested. Again, I only play regulated U.S. books, but in some cases I put some bets in my bet tracker just to see if I should maybe use those other books, to see if that's something that maybe I'm missing out on an opportunity. So you can use this bet tracker to sort of test, different things. Had a really good baseball season, just getting started in the NFL. And, most of my profits have certainly come from the positive EV page. It's like medicine, guys. If you're sick and you take medicine, you feel better, and all of a sudden you stop taking your medicine, you start to feel like shit. Well, guess what? That's the same thing with the positive EV page. I've seen me do it over and over and over again, where I try to maybe have less spillage, maybe have less losses on particular days. And what I found is if you just stick with the program, accept regression, and know that it's going to happen and it's all math and it's going to be okay as long as you're getting in on good positive EV and then good closing line value. Let me show you an example. Here's a bet that we put in, created it on Thursday, so that was yesterday. It's a first half total under 19. I got it at plus 105. The current market, this is a closing line value, but right now if I went to go buy this, I'd have to pay minus 112. I bought it at plus 105. Small situation where this makes sense because it's green, which is favorable. If you scroll down here and you see a price that went red, let me give you an example. This Oregon -7. Actually, it says normal here because I picked this bet up as a tip from a syndicate, and I put the bet in at 365, just a small bet. It went the other direction by 25 cents. That's usually a bad sign and an indicator to get the hell out of there. So I was able to refund that bet. I was able to go to bet 365. I lost $1.20 something on accepting my refund, but I figured that was better than just losing the whole bet and not wanting to risk the fact that, I got kind of a shitty number. And this went 25 cents the other direction during the course of the week. So I got out of there. If you can't get a refund, two things you could do. Take the bet on the other side at another sports book, or use Sport Trade and just cash out, trade out, where you don't have to worry about that. You can always get out of it prior to the game. So that's a wonderful thing. But you can see typically where you're green, that's good. Where you're red, you're dead. That was kind of the phrase of when I was doing mortgages for 20 years on interest rates. If the bond market was good, it was green. It was good. If it was red, you're dead. And here, similar. This is a negative CLV situation. Lost the bet. Although this one here was green and still lost. But mathematically, why would you not take that bet over and over and over again? With these edges, these perceived edges with the markets. And so you can see here the win-loss record and things like that going down. Nice run there. So anyway, that's the bet tracker. And then you have the sweat station, which is pretty cool because when you have 20, 30, 40 bets going on in an evening, it tells you your upcoming wagers, your upcoming bets. And it's nice because on your phone, you can keep track of all this. You can sit there with the wife and watch TV and, keep an eye on your profit and loss for the day, for the evening. Totally cool tool. It's free at OddsJam. And again, if you go to OddsJam, make sure you get signed up and use my promo code to help support this channel. It's Boyd20, BOYD20. It's going to get you 20% off your first 2 months at OddsJam. We're going to wrap this up with a quick look at the NBA and just a quick snapshot here of the 27th of October. Again, just kind of taking a look to see if there's anything that stands out. Initially, I'll let this kind of go for a minute and kind of just see whatever direction things might be headed. Looks like the Sacramento game's a tiny bit, is bumping up a tiny bit. So again, this would tell me that maybe what we need to do is consider taking the Kings. I kind of take notes throughout the course of the day. So right now I might be taking a note here that, hey, maybe this plus 107's gone up a tick, but you can always track and trace that when you hit the, whatever market. If you want to go to FanDuel and you want to open up the history with this tool, you can, and it shows you the times, the markets, the bet, the price, etc. So what an amazing amount of information that you can, have at your fingertips to make sure you're getting a positive expected value bet. And at the end of the day, guys, what it is you're using the market making books, finding pricing outliers with public books, and taking advantage of it. And when you're getting the better price, when you're always buying low and selling high, you're gonna do well.